Types of organizational culture. In this presentation, we are going to learn the various types of organizational culture and how leadership can influence organizational culture. After going through this presentation, you should be able to define various types of organizational cultures, state the levels of organizational culture, discuss the influence of a leader on organizational culture, know the relationship between organizational culture and performance. Change is inevitable. Change is the order of the nature. But do you know what does change mean? Change means to move from present towards the future, to move from a known state to a relatively unknown state. Change can take place in different forms and types. Let us define some of them. Happened change. It takes place naturally due to influence of external variables and is unpredictable. Reactive change. It occurs in response to some event or a series of events. For example, employees protested against the odd dress code of the firm, so it was changed and new dress code was decided. Anticipatory change. It occurs in anticipation of some event. For example, if an organization thinks that the competitor might reduce the prices in near future, it reduces the prices before them to attract customers. Planned change. It is calculated change that is undertaken to achieve a certain desirable output or performance. Incremental change. It is focused on units or subunits or components within an organization. These are small changes that set in process the large change. Operational change. It occurs when the organization needs to improve the quality of its products or services due to external competition, customers changing requirements and demands, or internal organizational dynamics. Strategic change. It is directed to the organization as a whole or to most of the organization's components including its strategies. Directional change. Such a change becomes essential for an organization due to severe competition or regulatory shifts in government policy and control. Fundamental change. It involves a reframing of the current purpose or mission of the organization. Total change. It takes place when organization has to achieve a turnaround and it involves changing of vision and strategies. Transformational change. It denotes a shift in the business culture of an organization resulting from a change in the underlying strategy and processes that the organization has used in the past. Revolutionary change. It is an abrupt change in organizational strategy and design. Recreation change. It entails the thinking and reshaping of the organization's core competencies, which include its design, structure, functions, and people skills. Differences in culture differentiate one organization from the other. We will discuss some of the bases of differentiation or the types of organization culture. Strong versus weak culture. Strong culture is said to exist where staff respond to stimulus because of their alignment to organizational values. Conversely, weak culture is said to exist when there is little alignment with organizational values and each member presents concerns that are unique to them. Soft versus weak culture. Soft work culture exists in an organization when it pursues numerous and conflicting goals, whereas hard culture is said to exist when the employees choose to pursue a few objectives which serve personal or sectional benefit. Formal and informal culture. A formal culture is said to exist when organization gives importance to the roles, responsibilities, accountability, rules and regulations. Informal culture, on the other hand, has tangible and intangible, specific and non-specific expression of shared values and assumptions. Tough guy or macho culture. One of the most common aspects of the tough guy or macho culture is the quick feedback and high rewards. Work hard or play hard culture. It is characterized by few risks being taken, all with rapid feedback. Bet your company culture. It exists where big stakes decisions are taken, but it may be years before the results are known. Process culture. It exists in organizations where there is little or no feedback. People become bogged down with how things are done, not with what is to be achieved. Normative culture or pragmatic culture. Normative culture stresses on prescribed norms or standards. In contrast to normative culture, pragmatic culture stresses on satisfying the wish of their clients. Academy culture. This type of culture stresses more on employee skills and provides an environment for the development and honing of skills. Baseball team culture. In this kind of culture, the employees are free agents and are highly prized. Club culture. In this type of culture, generally the employees stay within the organization for a long time and get promoted to a senior post or level. Fortress culture. In this type of culture, organization undergoes massive changes. Very often, and employees are not sure if they will be laid off or not by the organization. There are three main levels of organizational culture. Level 1 includes cultural symbols like physical objects, technology, and other visible forms of behavior like ceremonies and rituals. It is visible but can be superficial. Level 2 includes the organizational values and beliefs. Level 3 includes the values and physical objects that become dominant and get converted into underlying assumptions. These three levels range on a scale of superficial to deeply embedded. Culture performs various functions in an organization. Let us list a few of them. It fulfills and defines the role of the organization and its employees, and becomes the factor that differentiates one organization from the other. It provides norms and standards of employee behavior. It drives employee commitment towards the organization. It conveys a sense of identity for members of the organization. It adds to the steadiness of the organization's social system. It explores the rules of the game. Now let's see how much you have learned till now. For the following questions, you have to choose the right answer from the options given. The first question is, the change in response to an event is known as reactive change or proactive change. The answer is reactive change. Rules and responsibilities are a part of formal culture or informal culture. The answer is formal culture. Organizations' dominant values are a part of level 2 or level 3. The correct answer is level 3. Top leaders in the organization are responsible for creating and sustaining a culture that emphasizes the importance of ethical behaviors for all employees. Leaders must use symbols to communicate in ways that are accepted by employees. A symbolic leader defines and uses signals and symbols to influence corporate cultures and ethical value system. A symbolic leader can use the formal structure and systems of the organization to shape cultural and ethical value system of the organization. Leaders often appoint an ethics committee that oversees the ethical conduct in business. The person or group responsible for ethics provides rulings on questionable ethical issues and assumes responsibility for disciplining wrongdoers. The disclosure mechanism should ensure that whistleblowers quietly blow the whistle to responsible managers. As ethical problems in the corporate world increase, many companies are looking forward to protect whistleblowers. Leaders define a code of ethics that serves as the code of conduct and code of practice for the members of the organization. A code of ethics often focuses on social issues. Leaders often supplement a written code of ethics with employee training programs to ensure that ethical issues are considered in daily decision making. There is a defined relationship between organizational culture and performance. It has a strong impact on organizational long-term growth and economic performance. It can be more performance enhancing if managers are focused to understand what sustains a culture and apply change as and when possible. It also fosters a sense of commitment among the employees. By knowing the organizational culture, employees become aware of organization's practices and values. There are certain culture types that play an instrumental role in enhancing the efficiency and productivity of the employees. Now let us quickly go through the main points of the presentation. Organizational culture can vary in a number of ways. These variances differentiates one organization from the other. There are various types of organizational cultures, the major types being strong and weak, formal and informal, and soft versus hard cultures. Leaders are responsible for creating cultural and ethical values in the organization. They use formal structures and systems to communicate values.